addressing it?
I think it's just a personal decision, right? At the end of the day, family's everything. It was a key decision for me to stay here as well. My wife's from here, and so, um, and I had other opportunities to go elsewhere, but ultimately, that the opportunity to be here was on the table. It was just a plus in my decision to come here. So I completely understand, especially when you have kids. I don't understand that side, but I know when you have kids, your life changes and your life revolves around them. So uh, totally respect his decision to go back to Germany. He addressed that to a few of us before announcing it to the whole team. Um, so that's all I can really say. I respect his decision, right? On the other side of it, um, there's not much. Yeah, I was hoping to spend more time with him, but unfortunately that's not the case. But uh, you never know in life. Things happen, so it's just part of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the knock-on effect for you guys the rest of the season? Is it a factor? Is it sort of it's happening, win for Steve? I mean, how do you
Yeah,
process this?
we talked about it with Steve. Let's just have fun out there. Let's make the most of the time we have together, and let's just have fun out there. So let's be competitive. Let's enjoy the time we have with each other, and yeah, let's go out there and let's make the most of our time together.
Um, I asked him
Yeah.
where we may see some of the effect of that, just in terms of like inspirational. And he said our performance in Portland. If the guys keep up that kind of energy, I think that's a sign of what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Is that in your mind correct? Like the effort you guys laid out in Portland is sort of something to do with, hey, we have a new dynamic we have to deal with, and like let's move forward in a good way with that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've always had key points where we had moments where things looked really good, but it was just about now having a complete performance, right? I think Portland was an example of that, where we did have a good performance. We had a few errors and we got punished for it, but ultimately we stuck to what we've always trained, what we've always practiced, the what they always the ideas they always give us, and ultimately we had opportunities. We were creating chaos for them, and we were able to come back. So the mindset to be able to still stay in the game and still dig deep was huge all around, for sure.
Last one for me. First Sunday night soccer experience, a new sort of dynamic within MLS.
Okay.
What do you? Well, first Sunday night for you guys is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Does it mean anything to you? Does it feel like the spotlight's on this game? What's your take from Sunday night?
It's fun. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, yeah, the less games there are, the more spotlights on you, and I like that. I like that you got to rise to the occasion, right? You got more eyes on you, so I think it's a big opportunity to showcase what you're made of, what you can offer, and set the tone for the rest of the league and have everybody on watch. So if we can perform well like we did the last two games, where we got a result and then we came back from behind, and if we can really put all that together and show what we're all about, that would be huge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll switch over to Zoom. We'll start with Daniel.
Mark, you've become a really steady presence in LAFC's midfield since your arrival. How would you describe your role within the team? Are you enjoying the position and responsibilities that you've been given?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely enjoying my time here. The role is a little different than what I'm used to. So it's been a little bit of an adjustment, but I wouldn't say anything bad at all. It's just I've come to the understanding where less is more, and if that helps the team, that's what I'm all about. So that's what's got me a lot of success. That's what's kept me around this league for so long, and that's what attracts, I guess, managers to my style of play. Right, I'm very easy to coach. I take in a lot of information, and whatever is needed from me. I do the best of my ability to do that. So, yeah. Aside aside from that, I've been definitely enjoying my time here, getting along with everyone, enjoying Steve while we still have him around as head coach. And yeah, and I look forward to the rest of the season.
When you say that your role is a little bit different, do you see yourself more as a six? Do you see yourself as someone who carries the ball a little bit more? I know you're one of the league leaders in progressive passes, but I know it's not the same position that you've been playing.
Yeah. It's more or less staying more home. I've been more of a guy who creates space for others, making more runs in behind the back line, very much having a partnership with I would say the triangle, where it's myself, the winger, and the outside back on my side, where we're rotating a lot. It's a lot of free flow. But here is more of a stay at home, don't get crossed up too much, and stay more connected to the midfield partnership. So that's where the change is, and that's where I say, less is more. So I've been able to take in the information they've showed me and given me, and really try to, show that on the field. And, they've been pleased with it, so I'm happy. And the team's performing, team's turning the corner, and we're starting to turn things up for sure. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Mark, I know it's been a few weeks, but after the loss to Inter Miami, there's still some discontent amongst the supporters regarding the squad. What message would you want to share with the supporters about where this team is and what's ahead?
Yeah. I mean, it was a disappointing performance, but I would say the team's hungry for what's next. We have MLS Cup coming, we have Supporters Shield still out there, and we still have Leagues Cup as an opportunity as well. And since then, I think that's definitely a wake-up call to us. We showed what we can do, but we didn't put away our chances. Now we gotta put everything together, and we'll definitely do that for not just ourselves, but for you guys, for the club. And we're not taking anything lightly out here. We're working our butts off, and we definitely want to succeed with you guys right there with us.
Thanks, Mark.
Yep.
Thank you, Daniel. Go to Andy.
Thanks, hey Mark. The two for me, I know you mentioned that you said Steve had kind of told a few of the guys prior to announcing it to the team, and I remember Aaron said that the other day as well. Curious, what was that setting? Was it kind of just the first time he pulled over? Like, who did he have? Who did he pull over? How did that kind of happen?
Without saying too much, because I feel like that's a very personal thing to talk about. Just pulled a few of us over, called a few of us into his office, and just kind of addressed the situation, so that way we're in the known and we're not, caught by surprise. So that was basically it. Yeah.
Mark, and unrelated, not to make you talk about your former team, but I know you're obviously aware of how the Galaxy have gotten off the season. I'm just curious your thought on how difficult it is to go from being a champion to, I guess, franchise a team to kind of try to respond in a way that they're obviously struggling to in the other two.
I mean, it's not much to say to that. It's tough with the MLS rules. The MLS rules with players wanting new contracts, it's really tough. It's not much you can do. You're going to lose players. The team's going to change. You're put in a tough situation right off the bat. And then having to compete in CONCACAF as well. Listen, I've experienced it with Toronto. It was tough. It was hard. So there's not much to say to that. Your hands are tied in that situation, and you gotta make do with the rules of the league. And that's pretty much it.
Mark, the last one again. I know it hasn't been much time, but teams bringing in some new midfielders. Just want to know the dynamic of that, how that kind of, I don't want to say changes the midfield, but kind of motivates you guys individually to kind of have a committee and have a little bit more depth.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the beginning of that question.
I said just a comment on the team bringing in some more midfielders and,
okay.
And kind of how that changes the dynamic of the midfield and in the locker room and in training as well.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't change too much of the dynamic. I mean, you just add in more ammunition, right? You're creating more of a competitive environment, which is great. You know, it's a good thing to have. There will always be competition in training, so there will be, well, not like there ever is any light days, but there will be more competition in the aspect of wanting to be the other guy on the other side, and then that'll definitely translate over to the field. And how do we motivate ourselves? I mean, we're all competitive people, and we all want to win. So it's that easy, right? And then what you do in training translates over to the weekend. So it's that easy, right? And then we have the fans, we have the club behind us, and we have everything we need here to be successful. So it's a beautiful thing to have, and like I said, the pressure creates diamonds. So we look forward to it.
Thanks, Mark.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Mark. We'll be back shortly with Frankie Amaya.